So the story kicks off with this shot of some glowing pillars and orbs looking all mystical. Then boom, our boy just pops into existence on a magic circle, looking completely lost. My man's brain is straight up buffering as he tries to process this impossible situation. Turns out this whole scene is from a mobile RPG he plays called Abyss Calling. This dude realizes he's standing in the game's tutorial zone, the Ruins of Beginnings. He's seen this exact view countless times before, but never in glorious 4K reality. Our boy is just staring at the summoning circle, connecting the dots way too slowly. It finally hits him that he, a hardcore player, is actually inside the damn game. And he starts absolutely losing his mind, screaming that he got isekai'd into the game world. Now he's just standing there with his hands out like, well, what the hell do I do now? Our boy checks his fit and is just glad he got isekai'd in actual clothes, not his pajamas. He hears a sound from his pocket and looks down, probably expecting a tutorial pop-up. He turns around and a random schoolgirl has just spawned on the summoning circle behind him. The new girl is looking around, just as confused as our boy was 5 minutes ago. My man's face is just a perfect screenshot of, "Are you kidding me right now?" His brain finally connects the dots that she literally just appeared out of nowhere.
He tries to talk to her, and she gets so startled she practically levitates.
Then her expression switches to pure shock, like she's just seen a celebrity or something. She completely freaks out, hides behind a pillar, and starts speaking in PlayStation button combos. Our boy tries to play it cool, introducing himself as Blogger and asking for her name. The schoolgirl is completely flustered, stammering that she was literally just at home. My man just stands there, letting the awkward silence marinate between them. She finally gets a grip and introduces herself as Nanashino Aoba. Blogger's first brilliant move is to ask Aoba if she has any cash on her. Smooth. Aoba is justifiably confused, like, dude, we just got teleported and you're asking for money? She starts patting down her pockets, probably wondering if she's about to get mugged. Aoba tells him she doesn't have her wallet, completely crushing his 5-second-old financial plan. But instead of cash, she pulls out a handful of shiny crystals, the game's premium currency. Our boy immediately perks up, telling her he's got the exact same stuff in his pockets. Blogger starts explaining to the clueless Aoba that these aren't just pretty rocks, they're magic stones. Blogger asks Aoba if she's ever played Abyss Calling, trying to gauge her gamer level. Aoba just smiles and admits she doesn't even have a phone, let alone play mobile games. Our boy immediately realizes he's stuck with a complete and utter noob in this death game. His first thought is literally, she's cute, but she's gonna be useless. Savage. Blogger takes a moment to weigh his options and lands on the most dickish one possible. This man straight up decides to ditch her, waving goodbye like he's leaving the grocery store. Aoba is just standing there, completely blindsided that he's about to abandon her. She starts panicking and chases after him, calling out his name before he can escape. Aoba begs him to at least explain what kind of game this is before he leaves her for dead. Blogger stops, looking annoyed as hell that his escape plan got foiled so quickly. Blogger finally starts explaining, dropping the bomb that Abyss Calling is a predatory pay-to-win game. He flashes back to how this gacha hell was insanely popular, with everyone on the train completely hooked. The gameplay loop was simple. Use premium currency to summon characters and grind through the RPG story. Aoba, bless her heart, asks what a pay-to-win game even is, confirming she's a total normie. She hits him with that innocent smile, reminding him she's not a gamer, and my man's soul just shatters. Blogger just starts bawling his eyes out, and Aoba has no idea what triggered this sudden meltdown. Our boy is having Vietnam flashbacks, remembering that Abyss Calling was in fact a complete trash fire. He's remembering the rigged gacha rates and predatory updates designed to milk every last cent from players. This game literally drove millions of users into financial ruin, a true gacha tragedy. Aoba is trying to be helpful, but Blogger is just reliving the trauma of his crippling gacha addiction. Blogger completely snaps, screaming at Aoba to shut up while he's having his emotional breakdown. Aoba is justifiably terrified, looking like she just saw a ghost. She's staring at him, probably realizing she's trapped here with a complete psycho. Our boy starts his villain monologue about how Abyss Calling was a seriously messed up game. And then he admits this predatory gacha hell was literally his entire reason for living. Big yikes. We get a flashback to his college days, where he was a full-blown addict grinding 24/7. Back in the present, he's wiping away tears, saying he has unfinished business in this world. My man is getting a sudden rush of purpose, clinging to this idea of unfinished business. He finally peeks over at Aoba, who's just been awkwardly waiting for his emo phase to pass. Then a light bulb goes off in his head as he remembers the game had a co-op feature. Aoba just stands there apologizing, probably for breathing too loud near our emotionally unstable boy. Blogger finally gets a grip and apologizes for going feral on her a minute ago. Aoba, bless her heart, is still trying to be understanding even though she's trapped with a lunatic. This man does a complete 180, offering his hand and suggesting they team up. The whiplash is insane. Aoba is giving him the side eye, clearly confused by his sudden switch from ditching her to being her bestie. She actually calls him out on his insane flip-flopping as they shake on their new alliance. Aoba is still trying to process that she's actually stuck in a video game. After a quick tutorial from Blogger, Aoba gets all fired up and says she's ready to play. She holds up her premium currency and yells the summoning chant, "Abyss Call!" Aoba goes all in, about to do her very first gacha pull in this digital hellscape. Aoba fires off her first summon and Blogger is just watching, probably praying she doesn't pull complete trash. The summoning circle goes nuclear, and both of them look like they just saw the face of God. And out pops a Funko Pop Knight. Aoba's first pull is a Rarity 7 Common Mook. Aoba is absolutely losing her mind over how cute her new little grunt soldier is, while Blogger looks dead inside. Our boy's just staring, pointing out that Iris's cavalryman is literally the name of a generic NPC. He straight up tells her she should re-roll her account because a Rarity 7 is basically starter garbage. Aoba asks if it's weak, and Blogger gives the most non-committal answer ever. It's not weak, but it ain't strong. He then explains that leveling up this low-tier unit is going to be an absolute nightmare grind. Aoba takes a moment, processing the fact that her first character is certified D-tier. But she completely ignores his advice, hugs the helmet, and vows to raise Aichan anyway. This is gonna be painful. Blogger just sighs and tells Aoba to do her best with her new little trash-tier knight. He then explains his first pull is a guaranteed high-rarity unit, basically a freebie for veterans. My man holds up his crystals, ready to show this noob how a real gacha addict summons. The summoning circle goes absolutely nuclear with a pillar of light, signaling a top-tier pull. And out pops this creepy little shadow creature with a smile that just screams future problem. Both Blogger and Aoba are just staring, completely speechless at what the hell just appeared. The shadow thing starts talking, asking if Blogger is its new master in the creepiest way possible. Aoba freaks out that it can talk, while Blogger recognizes the character as Silent. This little dude introduces himself as Silent, a Rarity 17 aberration, which is a completely broken unit. And Blogger's reaction to pulling a god-tier character is, hey, it's not bad, I guess. This man is impossible. Blogger's first take on his god-tier unit is that the character design is lazy. This man is a professional hater. He literally turns his back on the S-tier summon and just walks off, completely unimpressed. Our boy spots a sharp rock on the ground and immediately thinks, yeah, I can use this. Aoba is just watching him pick up a potential weapon, probably rethinking this whole teaming up thing. Blogger announces he's going to re-roll, talking about restarting his life like it's a damn game account. My man gets that gacha addict glint in his eye, admitting there's a specific character he's willing to die for. This absolute psycho tries to stab himself in the neck to reset, and Aoba is rightfully losing her mind. Aoba screams that he's about to actually die, but our boy is too deep in the gacha sauce to listen. He tells her not to worry because he'll be right back, as if respawning is a guaranteed feature. And it turns out, in Abyss Calling, suiciding to re-roll your character is just standard operating procedure. And just like that, our boy respawns on the summoning circle, proving his insane theory correct. His god-tier summon, Silent, is throwing a full-blown tantrum because its new master tried to delete it. Blogger admits he's surprised that Aoba and his own summon actually stopped his suicide re-roll attempt. My man finally caves and agrees to stick with his S-tier unit, acting like it's a huge burden. He immediately switches back to know-it-all mode, announcing he knows exactly where they need to go first. Their first stop is the old capital Profondium, which looks like your standard RPG starting town. Aoba is completely losing her mind over the view, while Blogger looks like he's just loading into a familiar map. They walk into the city, and Aoba is amazed by the streets full of other players and NPCs. She's still geeking out over the architecture while our boy just takes it all in stride. The game world even has modern conveniences like paved roads and electric streetlights, which is a weird flex. The crew is just walking when some old-timey carriage starts making a racket behind them, and it's being pulled by a giant-ass lizard frog thing because of course it is. Aoba is losing her mind, while Blogger is just mildly surprised by the Final Fantasy-ass taxi service. She's asking what that was, and our boy is just like, yeah, welcome to Abyss Calling's nonsense. Blogger explains that the game's lore is basically a rough draft that they just shipped anyway. You've got your standard knights and mages, the usual fantasy tropes. But then you also have modern buildings and electric lights because the devs just threw everything at the wall. My man smirks, explaining this chaotic world design is exactly why everyone called it a certified trash game. Then Blogger's brain finally kicks in as he remembers what he was supposed to be doing. He spots a sign and points it out, having finally found their first objective in this digital hellhole. Blogger leads the whole squad to the Summoners Guild, which is basically the game's main quest hub. They walk in, and our boy looks like he's just showing up for another day at the office. The place is full of other players and their summons, including a skeleton mage and a spiky dog thing. The guildmaster gives them the generic NPC welcome speech, looking way too cheerful about it. Blogger just signs the registration book like he's at the DMV, completely over this whole tutorial phase. He tells Aoba to go sign up too, officially starting her on the path of this gotcha hell. Our boy takes a seat and just watches her, probably judging her noob posture or something. As Aoba registers, a literal player UI with her name and a health bar pops up over her head. She's just smiling, completely unaware that she's now officially a character in the game system. And it finally hits Blogger that he can see her stats, which means she's a player, not an NPC. Blogger takes a seat and immediately starts judging the local talent, which looks like a frat party. These dudes are just living their best life, completely oblivious to the gotcha hell they're in. Our boy's face just screams, I am so much better than everyone in this room. Aoba calls his name, interrupting his silent roast session of the entire player base. She's all hyped, showing off her new guild badge like she just won the lottery. My man gives her the most unenthusiastic congrats ever, barely hiding his boredom. They sit down together, and Aoba is still on cloud 9 while our boy looks completely checked out. He asks if she's hungry, and it hits her that real life needs still apply in this digital world. Our boy admits he's hungry too, realizing this isn't just a game with no consequences. Aoba points out the hunger mechanic is new, and Blogger has to explain that, yeah, they're actually alive. Blogger lays out the cold, hard facts. They're hungry, they're broke, and they need a plan. He immediately spots a table of loudmouth players and gets a brilliant, probably terrible idea. Aoba is justifiably confused when he suggests she go talk to those dudes for money. She immediately shoots down his plan, saying there's no way she can do something like that. My man basically tells her that since she's a useless noob, she should just do what he says. Aoba is looking at him like he just asked her to sell her kidney for lunch money. Even his own summon Silent looks disappointed in his master's scumbag tactics. Aoba takes a moment realizing she's got no other options in this hellscape. She finally caves and agrees to go through with his sketchy-ass plan. Aoba walks off to execute the plan while her little knight summon panics behind her. Even his own summon Silent is judging him from the sidelines for being a complete scumbag. Blogger just brushes off the moral judgment like he didn't just send her into a lion's den. Aoba walks up to the table of sketchy players, and you can already see the red flags waving. The leader of the pack offers her a job, and his face just screams, this is a side quest for a kidnapping. And just like that, his boys immediately get handsy, cornering her with the creepiest smiles imaginable. Aoba is rightfully panicking while her little knight summon tries to square up against these losers. She's completely terrified as these dudes continue to harass her, and the situation is getting real ugly. Blogger finally decides to intervene, strolling over with the bored expression of a guy ordering a coffee. Aoba's face lights up with pure relief, while the goons are pissed their fun got interrupted. My man pulls her behind him, finally acting like a protagonist after his master plan predictably blew up. Aoba is hiding behind our boy, still shaken up after almost getting jumped by these clowns. Blogger hits the goon squad with the ultimate gamer insult, asking if they're just a bunch of NPCs. The lead trash bag gets pissed, convinced they are NPCs and that he's about to farm some easy XP. The goons start summoning their own units, flexing that they can't see our crew's stamina bars. Blogger just sighs at the army of generic monsters, calling out the game's cliché trash tier writing. Aoba is understandably terrified, having her first real "oh god, I'm gonna die" moment in this hellscape. My man turns to her with a smug grin, telling her not to worry because this is all just a quest. He literally gaslights her into thinking a rescue the girl quest just popped up because he's the hero. Blogger's god-tier summon Silent gets ready to throw down as our boy calls this an efficient way to grind cash. The lead goon scoffs at their single summon, asking if they really think they can win against his 5. The lead goon flexes his whole squad of summons, which looks like a generic fantasy starter pack. And the entire goon squad immediately looks shook, like they just saw something that broke their brains. Blogger just stands there calm as hell, basically telling them they've already lost this fight. My man points at the goons and tells them it's time for them to re-roll their lives. The absolute disrespect. He hits them with that smug grin, calling this a reroll, and you know he's enjoying this way too much. We get a quick reminder that Abyss Calling is just a game where you beat people with stacks of cash. The lead trash bag is still talking smack, saying it doesn't matter how strong they are. Famous last words, my dude. The goons' whole squad charges in, flexing their rarity 8 and 9 units like they're actually a threat. And Blogger's summon Silent just goes completely feral, ready to absolutely demolish these low-tier scrubs. The game shows Silent as a rarity 18 unit at level 1, and it's about to fold these level 30s like laundry. The goons' max level summons get absolutely bodied, despite all their grinding. Their lion summon is looking at Silent like it just saw the furry Grim Reaper. And just like that, Silent one-shots the entire enemy team, leaving a pile of defeated summons. Blogger's brain just flashes back to how much cash you'd have to whale to get a unit this broken. My man just stands there, reminding Aoba that the gap between their units was just too damn big. The goons are absolutely losing their minds, screaming as their precious summons get folded. Our crew just stands over the defeated players, with Silent looking like it's ready for round 2. Blogger explains that their summons are just incapacitated, not dead, because this is still a game. Mostly. My man turns to Aoba and casually suggests they just call it a day and go home to rest up. The defeated goons watch them leave, looking like they're already plotting their revenge arc. Aoba is passed out in a bed, looking like she just had the most stressful day of her life. She starts waking up, probably hoping that the whole isekai'd into a trash game thing was a fever dream. Aoba sits up, doing the classic anime, where the hell am I morning routine. She's rubbing her eyes, trying to process that this definitely isn't her bedroom back home. And then it all comes flooding back. The psycho gamer, the creepy shadow, and almost getting jumped. She spots her little knight summon sleeping in a chair, which is honestly pretty damn cute. Aoba remembers her little trash-tier knight Aichan is actually real and not just a game asset. The reality of being trapped in a video game finally hits her, and she's starting to properly freak out. The door gets kicked open, and of course it's our emotionally stable protagonist making an entrance. Blogger is screaming in her face that his daily login bonus hasn't shown up yet. This man's priorities are a mess. Aoba is just staring, completely baffled by this dude's sudden gamer rage over a login bonus. My man is having a full-blown crisis, screaming about how he can't survive without his free daily gacha pulls. Aoba tries to calm him down, but he's too deep in his gacha withdrawal to even hear her. She asks what a login bonus is, once again proving she's never touched a video game in her life. Blogger's brain just completely short-circuits at the sheer level of normie he's dealing with, and she hits him with that innocent smile again, the one that just shatters his gamer soul every time. Our boy just stands there, completely stumped on how to explain gacha addiction to a civilian. He finally gets a grip and suggests they go get food, probably to avoid another emotional breakdown. The crew hits up a local tavern, and Aoba is finally getting a proper explanation of this hellscape. Blogger explains that the premium currency they used is supposed to be a daily freebie from the game. Blogger explains that magic stones have other uses, flexing that he always kept 500 on him like it's no big deal. He then calls out Aoba for leaving home without her wallet, and she immediately accuses him of being a pervert. My man just casually admits he's a pervert in this world while continuing to eat his meal. He's trying to hammer home that these shiny rocks are basically their entire life savings now. Aoba is finally starting to grasp the situation, while Silent just stands there menacingly on the table. The little shadow creature starts poking its master's arm, trying to get his attention. Silent asks for some food, and Blogger looks at it like it just asked for his firstborn child. This absolute psycho opens a portal on his hand and tries to deport his own S-tier summon for being hungry. Silent gets sucked into the void, screaming in terror as its master tries to delete it over a food bill. Aoba is completely horrified, and Blogger just waves it off like he's sending back a cold dish. Blogger explains the deport ability with a smug look, acting like he's the god of game mechanics. Aoba asks where Silent went, and our boy just says he can summon it back whenever. Cold as ice. He tells Aoba to remember the summon and deport commands like it's the most basic shit ever. Aoba is all hyped to learn, while Blogger mutters about how annoying his own god-tier summon is. Aoba looks over at her little knight, probably wondering if she can just yeet it into the void too. Her little knight summon is sweating bullets, realizing its new master now knows how to delete it. Aoba looks at her shaking knight, probably feeling a pang of guilt for even thinking about it. She asks Blogger why her little knight can't talk like his creepy shadow thing. My man Midchu casually drops that her summon can learn to talk like it's no big deal. Aoba gets her hopes up, but Blogger hits her with a but to immediately crush her dreams. Blogger hits her with the fine print. Her little knight needs to be max evolved just to say hello. Aoba's not even fazed, vowing to grind it out because Aichan is her first family in this hellscape. My man just looks at her, calling her pure, probably because she hasn't been broken by gacha yet. Blogger's having another internal monologue, thinking her innocence is why she can't see the gacha hell around her. He's just sitting there, reminding himself that this whole world is literally built on a foundation of trash-tier game design. Our boy gets that smug look back, saying they've got to start the grind for her trash-tier unit. Aoba immediately gets hyped, shouting "Quest," like she just got a new tutorial pop-up. My man gives her that "follow me noob" look, and they're officially ready to start their first quest. We get a nice establishing shot of the city, looking like every generic fantasy town ever. Aoba is just standing on the street with her little knight, looking like she's waiting for a quest marker to appear. Aoba looks up at our boy, completely clueless about what's happening next on their grand tour. Blogger stops them at a clothing store, and Aoba asks why they aren't at the guild like he said. He explains that the goons from the tavern were totally checking her out, and she's just now realizing it. Her brain finally catches up, realizing he's getting her a disguise so she doesn't scream "fresh meat." They walk into the shop and Aoba is all nervous while our boy acts like he owns the place. Aoba immediately spots a super skimpy RPG outfit and looks like she's considering it for a second. She picks out some actual practical gear, getting serious about her new adventurer drip. They leave the shop with Aoba looking super hyped about her first in-game purchase. Aoba does a whole fashion show in her new adventurer gear, and even her little knight is feeling the vibe. Our boy, now in his own new fit, gives her a rare nod of approval for not looking like a total noob anymore. Aoba is absolutely glowing, hitting him with that $1 million smile after her little makeover. Our boy is just watching her, probably realizing he's never actually talked to a girl this much. She starts asking if she was the popular type back home, basically fishing for compliments. Blogger actually plays along for once, telling her she's probably right and she's all hyped. My man gets that smug look, having a sudden realization about his current social life. He realizes this is the first time he's ever gone shopping with a girl. My man is touching grass. They finally make it back to the Summoners Guild, ready to actually start grinding. They push open the door, and you can already tell the vibe inside is completely off. The entire guild goes dead silent, and every player in the room is just staring them down. Our crew is just looking around, completely baffled by the awkward silence and death stares. The other players are whispering and staring, clearly gossiping about the beatdown our boy delivered yesterday. Aoba is hiding behind our boy, completely freaked out by all the side eyes they're getting. The whole room is just dead silent, staring them down as they walk through the lion's den. My man just ignores the haters and walks up to the counter to ask for a quest like nothing's wrong. The guildmaster gets all serious, telling Blogger they need to have a little chat about yesterday's incident. Our boy thinks he's about to get a bonus reward, completely misreading the room like a true dumbass. The guildmaster hits him with a hard "it's a warning," shutting down his happy-go-lucky vibe instantly. He lays down the law, saying that even though it was self-defense, fighting in the guild is a big no-no. Aoba finally realizes they're getting chewed out, not praised for beating up those creeps. Aoba immediately jumps to his defense, screaming that our boy was just trying to save her from those trash bags. Blogger is completely stunned, realizing Aoba is actually trying to take the fall for his dumbass plan. He tries to play it off, telling Aoba it's not her fault he tried to trigger a rescue event quest. My man slaps a hand over her mouth, trying to stop her from making the situation even worse. He's sweating, realizing this girl is too pure and has no idea how to lie her way out of trouble. The guildmaster looks at Aoba's earnest defense and actually seems to be buying it. The guildmaster just sighs and lets it go, admitting the other guys were known trash bags anyway. Our boy gives the most relieved smile, knowing he just barely avoided getting banned on day 2. He's having a mini panic attack, realizing how close he came to completely screwing them over. And just like that, they're back at the counter, finally getting their first official quest. Aoba is outside, all smiles, telling Blogger she's glad it all worked out. Bless her innocent heart. Our boy is leading the squad to their first real quest, looking like he actually knows what he's doing for once. My man is sweating, admitting that getting banned from the guild on day 2 would have been a game ender. Aoba just hits him with that pure, wholesome smile, completely oblivious to his near-fatal screw-up. Blogger finally finds their destination, pointing at some random spot like he's Columbus discovering America. Aoba looks up, and her face just screams, "This is not the epic adventure I signed up for." She's looking at Blogger, completely speechless, asking what the hell they're even looking at. And their first epic quest is cleaning a damn warehouse. The most generic RPG starter quest ever. The door opens to pure darkness, and the whole crew looks like they just walked into a horror movie. They step inside, and the place is a disaster zone. My man immediately realizes this is going to be a long day. Aoba, ever the optimist, asks if a huge job like this means they'll get a huge reward. Blogger hits her with the hard truth that this quest pays absolute garbage because it's for beginners. He explains they could be out hunting monsters, but they're too low level for the cool stuff. My man just lays it out. They're fresh spawns, so they're stuck on janitor duty for now. Aoba, bless her heart, gets all fired up, vowing to prove she's not completely useless. And just like that, Aoba and her little knight are on cleaning duty while Blogger just points and supervises. He's even got the S-tier summon and the trash-tier knight scrubbing floors on their hands and knees. Silent, the god-tier unit, is looking at its master like, "You really summoned me for this?" Our boy is just kicking back while his summon does all the work, and Silent is not having it. Blogger immediately starts whining that he's tired and tells his own S-tier summon to shut its mouth. This psycho threatens to deport Silent again, and the poor thing immediately gets back to work. My man is just kicking back on some crates, asking Aoba if she's tired yet from all the free labor. Aoba hits him with that pure smile, saying she's just happy to finally be useful for something. Blogger asks if she actually likes cleaning, probably because he's allergic to manual labor himself. She explains she's used to helping out at home, confirming she's a good kid and he's a lazy bum. Our boy has a galaxy brain moment, realizing her innocence comes from being a sheltered rich girl. Aoba starts wondering when they can go home, completely unaware she's about to get her heart broken. Blogger's whole vibe shifts as he prepares to drop the most soul-crushing truth bomb of her life. He just casually tells her they can never go back to Japan, shattering her hopes from his wooden throne. Aoba's face is a perfect screenshot of "my entire world just imploded." She's in denial, and our boy just confirms there's no way back, like he's reading patch notes. Our boy is just staring, probably surprised that she's actually reacting like a normal human being. Aoba's face just crumples as the no-going-home news finally sinks in. My man just sits there watching her cry, offering zero emotional support whatsoever. She's having a full-blown meltdown, realizing she's stuck with this emotionally stunted gamer for life. Blogger just leans back, completely unfazed, probably wondering if this will affect their quest reward. He starts his emo monologue, getting ready to make her break down all about him. We get a flashback to his lonely-ass life, where his only friend was his phone. My man was a professional shut-in, doing nothing but grinding this trash game 24/7. He admits he had no friends or family, which is why getting isekai'd was a net positive for him. Aoba, wiping her tears, says she's not used to this, but she's still here. My man is just sitting there, letting the emo vibes marinate after crushing her soul. He clarifies that he doesn't know how to get back, which is way different from "it's impossible." Aoba immediately latches onto that hope, saying if they get famous, they might find a way home. Our boy gets up, clearly moved by her not giving up, and walks off like he's on a mission. He grips the broomstick, getting all serious like he's about to fight the final boss. And this lazy bum actually starts cleaning, deciding to help out for the first time in his life. Aoba hits him with that "I'm so proud of you" smile, and my man probably hasn't seen one of those before. We get a time skip tonight, with the narration saying they're actually making it work. A whole week has passed, and they're still stuck grinding in this gacha hellscape. And the grind is real. The whole squad is out here pulling weeds for some garbage-tier quest reward. Aoba looks completely over it, asking Blogger what the hell they're even doing with their lives. My man just deadpans pulling weeds, completely missing her existential dread. She just stares at him, completely speechless at how dense this dude can be. Blogger suddenly remembers something, looking like he just had a brilliant idea after a week of nothing. We get another shot of the grind, with Aoba and her knight doing all the work while he supervises. Blogger hands Aoba their pay, telling her it's the reward for all their hard work. Aoba gets all flustered, yelling that the money isn't the point she's trying to make. Our boy just gives her the confused puppy look, genuinely not understanding her frustration. She finally snaps, telling him they need to get out of the city and stop doing chores like a couple of NPCs. He asks if she hates pulling weeds, and she admits that yeah, after a week, she's completely over it. Blogger just sighs, completely over her complaining about the starter quest grind. He goes on a whole kids these days rant, and Aoba is just shocked by his boomer energy. My man actually goes back to pulling weeds, completely ignoring her existential crisis. Aoba is just pouting in the background, probably plotting how to ditch this lazy bum. Our boy finally realizes she's not going to let this go and actually starts thinking for once. He offers her a compromise. He'll keep doing the lame quest while she can go do a delivery. Aoba's face immediately lights up, hyped to finally do something that isn't manual labor. My man explains she can go do a delivery quest solo if she's so bored of their current grind. She's practically vibrating with excitement, ready to take on her first real solo mission. He tells her to go get the details from the guild, and she's all fired up to prove herself. Aoba is giving her little knight a pep talk while our boy just stands there, supervising the free labor. Silent, the god-tier summon, is looking jealous as hell that the trash-tier knight is getting all the attention. Blogger threatens to deport his own S-tier summon again, this time just for being enthusiastic about pulling weeds. My man's internal monologue reveals he's only doing these trash quests because they're safe, not for the reward. The word safe triggers a memory, and our boy realizes he might have made a huge mistake. He's staring off into the distance, probably realizing where his safe plan just went completely wrong. And it hits him. He forgot to tell the complete noob something important before sending her out solo. We cut to Aoba's quest location, the Feg Wetlands, which already sounds like a bad time. Aoba and her little knight immediately run into two giant-ass rats, definitely not a level 1 quest mob. She's panicking hard, realizing she was expecting slimes and got Master Splinter's angry cousins instead. Aoba's little knight, Ai-chan, gets on one knee, ready to protect its master from the jump. Aoba screams its name as the little Funko Pop knight goes full-on hero mode to face the threat. The giant-ass rats charge in, looking like they're about to turn our girl into a snack. And the trash-tier knight actually goes airborne, ready to slice and dice these overgrown pests. Ai-chan strikes a victory pose, and Aoba is in the back looking completely starstruck. Aoba is just staring, completely shocked that her D-tier unit just soloed the encounter. She's hugging her little knight, gushing about how strong it was while surrounded by dead rats. The little knight is definitely blushing under that helmet, soaking up all that praise from its master. Aoba finally gets the RPG grind, realizing she can just let Ai-chan do all the work for her. High on her first victory, she decides to push deeper into the swamp. Famous last words. Aoba is out here thinking the monsters are weak, convinced the game is designed to be easy for noobs. She's just one-shotting mobs, getting a massive ego boost from this so-called beginner-friendly design. My girl is actually wishing Blogger was here to see how easily she's handling things. Oh, the irony. She's all smiles, thinking this abyss calling world is a piece of cake, and then the narrator hits her with a butt. And boom, a giant-ass shadow claw appears from the trees, and the whole vibe just nosedives. She spots some spiky nightmare fuel hiding behind a tree, and the game's kindness is officially over. Turns out it's a giant praying mantis boss that has no business being in the damn tutorial zone. The mantis thing goes full-on predator mode, and Aoba is about to learn what a difficulty spike is. Her little knight, Ai-chan, jumps in front to tank the hit, going from cute mascot to a damn hero. Aoba is screaming as her trash-tier summon tries to hold back a monster that's clearly out of its league. Aoba's face is pure, "I've made a huge mistake," as she realizes the size of this thing. The game hits her with a rare encounter pop-up, which is basically code for "you're about to die." Her little knight is getting absolutely bodied, and Aoba is realizing her D-tier unit can't solo a boss. Just as she's about to get folded, a whole squad of high-level players rolls up like the damn cavalry. Their summon, a gold lynx, charges in looking like it's about to end this bug's whole career. The tiger summon absolutely clocks the mantis, saving Aoba from becoming a statistic. The rest of the new crew's summons jump in, and this just turned into a 3-on-1 beatdown. The mantis is looking real salty after getting its ass handed to it by a bunch of furries. The new squad has the boss completely surrounded, and Aoba is just watching from the sidelines. Aoba is just standing there, completely speechless that she was saved by a random passing party. Aoba is on the ground apologizing to her saviors, probably for being the damsel in distress. The leader of the new squad, a friendly-looking blondie, explains they just kill-stole her rare encounter. We get a quick transition shot back to the city, setting the scene for our boy's reaction. Blogger is back at the tavern, monologuing about how Aoba is probably fine on her safe quest. Famous last words. The tavern door opens and our boy looks over, probably expecting Aoba to come back complaining. Blogger's face is a perfect screenshot of, "Wait, what the fuck is happening right now?" And Aoba walks in with her new high-level party, announcing her return like she just brought home a stray cat. Our boy is completely speechless, struggling to process that she didn't come back alone. Aoba excitedly introduces her new friends, completely oblivious to the fact that she almost died. The new squad introduces themselves as the Golden Lynx Party, looking like actual pros. Our boy tries to play it cool, asking Aoba if she found the slime core like she wasn't just in a death trap. Aoba starts explaining what happened, and Blogger's face is already showing signs of, oh, I fucked up. She drops the rare encounter bomb, and my man is absolutely losing his mind that his safe quest wasn't safe. Blogger is just relieved she didn't get folded, finally realizing how badly his plan could have gone. The new squad's leader introduces his crew, explaining they saved Aoba from becoming monster food. My man tries to downplay it, muttering that rare encounters in the starter zone aren't a big deal. The blondie leader invites Aoba to sit, and she's just flustered by all the attention from actual pros. The two parties sit down, and the vibe is just a professional adventuring party next to two clowns and their summons. The blondie leader starts talking to Blogger, saying he's heard rumors about him, and our boy is not having it. Even his own summon, Silent, is sizing up the new guys, telling Blogger their familiars are strong. The blondie leader is trying to be friendly, but our boy is already looking at him like he's a bug. The pro player straight up asks Blogger why he's wasting his time on garbage tier quests. My man is sweating, trying to come up with an excuse that doesn't make him sound like a complete coward. He lies that his S-tier summon just loves doing chores, and Silent is absolutely losing its mind. The creepy shadow thing is literally begging its master to stop the cap from the sidelines. Aoba jumps in, completely oblivious that she just interrupted the most awkward lie in history. She asks Blogger if he wants to party up with her new pro friends, and you can feel the tension spike. Our boy gives the most soul-crushing side-eye, clearly not a fan of being a side character. We get a look at the other team's main summon, a badass tiger that's just chilling. They've even got a battle rabbit on the team, and our boy is probably fuming with jealousy. And their third summon is a creepy-ass teddy bear, because this party is just a collection of red flags. My man immediately rejects their team-up offer, basically telling them Aoba is dead weight. Blogger suddenly spits out his drink, having a, wait, I know you assholes moment mid-conversation. The Golden Lynx crew is just staring, completely confused by his sudden, dramatic outburst. The blondie leader starts calling him out, asking why the hell he'd let a noob go out alone. Our boy has had enough of this intervention and gets up, ready to storm out of the tavern. He straight up says he's not her guardian and tries to ditch her for the second damn time. Aoba is screaming his name, trying to stop him from rage-quitting their entire partnership. The Golden Lynx leader just watches him go, looking like he's about to make this his problem. And just like that, our boy is back on the streets after successfully pissing off the entire tavern. Our boy is on his walk of shame, admitting he sucks at socializing while his S-tier summon does all the heavy lifting. He's already regretting his little tantrum from yesterday, wondering why he had to be such a dick. And of course, he immediately spots Aoba hanging out with her new high-level friends. The timing is perfect. The Golden Lynx crew is literally gossiping about him, with one dude calling him jealous. Aoba just gives an awkward little smile, clearly caught in the middle of this high school drama. The pro squad just walks off, leaving our boy to marinate in his own social anxiety. My man's face is just a perfect screenshot of, I wish I could deport myself right now. Even his own summon is trying to hype him up, saying it wants to do more than just chores. Silent is trying to give its master a pep talk, getting ready to drop some profound ancient wisdom. And it hits him with the cringiest line ever, calling itself part of the one-word lineage. What a nerd. Blogger hits his summon with a yeah, I know, and Silent is shocked he actually knows the deep lore. My man flexes his gotcha addiction, saying of course he knows, he spent a fortune trying to pull this exact unit. Silent starts dropping lore about the one-word lineage, which is just a fancy name for single-named summons. We get a flashback to the whole edgy squad of these one-word units, basically the game's ultimate whale bait. Blogger bribes his S-tier summon with food, and Silent is rightfully suspicious of his master's promises. Something shiny drops out of our boy's pocket while he's walking, and you know it's plot relevant. The object clinks on the ground, and it's one of the premium currency crystals, a lucky find. Our boy turns around with a huge grin, about to pick up his lucky penny from the gotcha gods, and there it is. A single magic stone just chilling on the street, a gift from the trash game itself. This dude absolutely loses his mind, screaming that he found one, proving his priorities are still a complete mess. Blogger is showing off his lucky find to Silent, bragging that he found another premium crystal. My man holds up the gotcha currency, admitting this is the only reason he's been doing these trash quests. He flexes his whole stash of 10 stones, explaining that since there's no login bonus, this is the only way. The narration confirms his master plan, grinding first-time quest rewards because it's safer than dungeons. Our boy's internal monologue reveals he doesn't care about money or adventure. This man has one goal. He's just staring at his little pile of gotcha currency like it's the Holy Grail. And there it is, the gotcha addict's creed. He just wants to pull. My man is down bad. As he's having his moment, he gets stopped by some familiar-looking goons on the street. Our boy looks up and realizes he's being cornered by some absolute units. He turns around and finds more goons blocking his escape. Looks like his past is catching up to him. My man finally recognizes the goons from the tavern, and it's the same trash bags from before. And we cut away to Aoba and her new pro friends having a victory drink at the tavern. The whole Golden Lynx squad is celebrating with Aoba, looking like a proper adventuring party. The blondie leader is absolutely loving his post-battle drink, looking way too happy about it. He's telling Aoba how great a drink is after a good fight, trying to bond with the noob. The ponytail girl chimes in, saying she was surprised by Aoba's performance out there. Aoba is just trying to keep up, getting praised by these high-level players for not dying. She's trying to be humble, saying they're all new to this, but they're doing their best. Aoba gives all the credit to her little knight, saying she's useless and Ai-chan did all the work. The blondie leader hits her with the smooth talk, saying her knight is strong, but she's got talent too. The blondie leader is still laying on the charm, trying to convince Aoba that his team is the better choice. The ponytail girl makes it official, straight up asking Aoba to ditch our boy and join their pro team. Aoba is completely caught off guard by the offer, looking like she's never been picked first for anything. She's all flustered and happy, admitting she's flattered by the invitation from these high-level players. But she hits them with a but, clearly hesitating to abandon the socially inept dumbass she's stuck with. The blondie leader immediately calls her out, asking if she's really worried about that blogger guy. Aoba looks down, clearly feeling guilty about even considering leaving our boy behind. Loyalty is a bitch. The blondie starts flexing his own summons, throwing shade at Blogger's weird aberration unit. The rest of the Golden Lynx crew starts gossiping, wondering why a strong player is wasting his time on janitor duty. Aoba is just sweating, realizing she's stuck in the middle of a high school-ass popularity contest. Aoba tries to defend our boy, admitting he's a weirdo but that there's more to him. The Golden Lynx crew is just staring, completely baffled that she's sticking up for the loser. The blondie leader asks if she's seriously defending that guy, and the whole vibe gets awkward. Just as things get tense, the warehouse owner from their first quest bursts into the tavern. The dude runs up to Aoba, recognizing her and looking like he just saw a ghost. He starts screaming that the summoner who was helping him got dragged off by some thugs. The whole table, including the pro squad, is just stunned by the news that our boy got jumped. Aoba's face is pure shock, finally processing that her partner is in deep shit. We cut back to Blogger, surrounded by the same trash bags he folded in the guild. The goons are marching our boy and his summon into the woods for a little re-roll of their own. Blogger realizes his Rescue the Girl quest has a part 2, and he's the one who needs rescuing. The goons drag him to some generic-ass building, proving this game's world design is still a mess. The lead trash bag hits him with the classic "you messed with the wrong people" line. He tries to sound intimidating, saying our boy has been on their radar for a while now. The goon leader tries to flex his reputation, asking if our boy has even heard of him. And he introduces his crew as the Crimson King, which is the edgiest name I've ever heard. Blogger's face drops, and for a second it looks like he actually recognizes these clowns. And then he hits them with a, "Sorry, who are you?" The absolute god-tier shutdown. The whole goon squad is completely stunned, not used to people having no clue who they are. The lead trash bag is absolutely fuming. His entire ego just got shattered by a single sentence. Blogger tries to play it off, saying he's never heard of them in the game. My man's only defense is his nerd cred. The lead trash bag is not impressed, basically telling our boy he's on his shit list now. The goon leader promises that by the end of the day, our boy will definitely remember his name. Back at the tavern, the warehouse owner connects the dots, saying the kidnappers were the Crimson King. The whole Golden Lynx squad looks shook, confirming these clowns are actually a known problem. Aoba is immediately blaming herself for the whole situation, feeling guilty as hell. She immediately jumps up, ready to go on a rescue mission with her little trash-tier knight. The blondie leader grabs her arm, stopping her from running into a death trap like a complete noob. Aoba looks back at him, confused why he's stopping her from saving her useless partner. The blondie leader drops the bomb that the Crimson King is a PK guild, and she's about to get farmed. The blondie leader tells Aoba that even with her knight, she's got no chance against the Crimson King. He explains they're a guild of rejects, and their boss is especially dangerous. Yeah, no shit. Aoba is finally processing that our boy is about to get murdered because of her. She's just standing there, completely lost, while the pro squad debates what to do. And then the bald dude from their squad stands up looking like he's about to solve this problem. The muscle of the group just volunteers to go, and Aoba is completely stunned. This absolute unit stands there, arms crossed, looking like he's about to end this whole side quest. The rest of the Golden Link squad is shocked, calling out his name like he's a damn celebrity. The bald dude, Gons, reveals he used to be a high-ranking royal summoner. Okay, a real one. He says he can't fight anymore, but he can definitely step in and stop the beatdown. Aoba is looking at the muscle Gons like he's her new hero for volunteering to help. She's out on the street thanking the whole pro squad for actually having her back. Meanwhile, our boy is still surrounded by the Crimson King, and they're not happy to see him. The lead trash bag starts powering up, saying he's gonna have to teach our boy a lesson with force. He screams call and starts his summoning animation, ready to flex his new unit. And he summons a big-ass knight in full, edgy armor, a clear upgrade from their last encounter. Blogger's face is pure oh shit as he immediately recognizes this as a high-tier Chaos unit. The game confirms it's a Rarity 13 Chaos Spearman, basically the evil twin of another unit line. The whole goon squad summons their units, and now our boy is facing a full-on raid party. They even brought back the same lion that got folded last time. These guys really don't learn. The goons flex their new summons, which look like a dollar store lizard and a creepy doll. Our boy is just analyzing the field, basically calling everyone but the main knight a complete scrub. Silent is actually worried, asking its master if he can handle the new, stronger knight. Blogger just straight up calls his own S-tier summon an idiot for doubting him. He hits Silent with the ultimate pep talk, reminding it that it's way more broken than this new clown. My man gets that psycho grin back, telling Silent to just follow his lead and watch the magic happen. The lead trash bag gives the order, and his whole squad of B-listers charges in for round 2. And Silent just goes full Nightmare Fuel mode, ready to absolutely violate these guys again. The game hypes up the Chaos Spearman's defense, trying to make us think this is a real fight, and Silent just casually sidesteps the high-tier unit's attack like it's swatting a fly. The disrespect is real. Silent gets that, and I took that personally look, ready to explain why these guys are so screwed. My man Summon explains the plan is to take out the trash mobs first, and the lizard is looking terrified. The lead trash bag screams for his knight to use its Fortress of Chaos skill, trying to tank the hits. The lizard scrub immediately hides behind the big shield, which is already getting peppered by Silent's attacks. Our boy is just watching as his S-tier summon goes full stretch Armstrong to get around the shield. The game explains the knight's skill is a classic tank move, taking all the damage for its weaker teammates. The lead trash bag starts laughing, thinking his brilliant hide behind the big guy plan actually worked. Our boy just tells Silent to stop messing around and just attack the big knight directly. Silent gets the green light and immediately goes feral, charging straight at the main tank. And Silent just starts wailing on the shield, proving that a good defense means nothing to a whale tier unit. Silent is sweating bullets, realizing its attacks are just bouncing off the high tier tank. The lead trash bag and his boys are laughing, thinking their new toy actually makes them a threat. Silent looks back at its master for help, but our boy just looks bored, like he's seen this before. Blogger whispers the new plan, stop spreading out the damage and focus it all into one big hit. Silent goes full Popeye mode, channeling all its power into a single massive arm. The Chaos Spearman is just standing there, completely oblivious that it's about to get one punched, and Silent throws the haymaker, putting all its S-tier stats into a single shield-shattering blow. Even our boy looks shocked, probably because he didn't expect it to work that well. The unbreakable shield is completely shattered, and the knight is just staring at the hole in its defense. And just like that, the entire goon squad is folded again, with Silent looking way too happy about it. The Crimson King goons are absolutely shook, wearing the exact same "we just got folded" face as last time. The game confirms their entire B-list squad is out of commission, leaving a pile of defeated summons. My man explains his whole struggling act was just bait, calling them idiots for falling for it. The lead trash bag is absolutely fuming, realizing he just got outplayed by a dude in a hoodie. He tries to save face, saying his trash mobs don't matter because his Rarity 13 knight is still up. The Chaos Spearman is still standing, hyping itself up like it's about to make a comeback. The knight goes for a last-ditch charge, trying to spear Silent while it's distracted. And Silent is actually struggling, with a stress bar popping up as it tries to tank the hit. The knight is actually putting up a fight, shredding Silent's arms and pushing it back. Our boy just watches, admitting a head-on fight is tough, but he's already got another plan. The game reminds us that Silent's whole deal is being a shape-shifting, tricky little bastard. Silent goes full stretch Armstrong, trying to overwhelm the knight with a dozen different attacks at once. The Chaos Spearman is struggling, realizing it can't possibly block every single one of these hits, and Silent finally lands a clean shot right on the knight's helmet. That's gotta sting. Our boy is looking shook again, probably because his S-tier unit is actually having to try. We see the Chaos Spearman's health bar, and it's barely even fucking moved. The lead trash bag is laughing his ass off, gloating that their attacks are doing 0 damage. Blogger's face is a perfect screenshot of, wait, I forgot about basic game mechanics. Silent is just staring at the knight, finally realizing they're in a type disadvantage situation. And the game explains it. They're both dark type, so they basically cancel each other out. Well, shit. Blogger explains that the knight's attacks are hitting Silent, but Silent's attacks are doing jack shit. The lead trash bag gets all smug, telling them to take a closer look at the knight's weapon. And the big reveal is that the spear is just a cheap, non-elemental weapon from a random shop. Silent's brain finally catches up, realizing the non-elemental weapon bypasses its dark type resistance. Our boy plays dumb, acting like he totally forgot about type matchups and is completely stumped. Silent is screaming for its master as it gets turned into a pincushion by the cheap-ass spears. Blogger just stands there with a blank look, completely unfazed by his summon's suffering. He finally gives an order, Silent, fight it with a blade, and Silent is completely baffled. Silent is screaming that its master is an idiot because its attacks still aren't doing any damage. And then it clicks. If the spear is non-elemental, then its own shape-shifted blades are too. Game on. Our boy just looks away, acting like he's not about to drop a galaxy brain play on these clowns. Silent is still freaking out, asking its master why the hell he's just watching it get clapped. The S-tier summon is having a full-blown crisis, realizing its master's plan might actually be insane. The Chaos Spearman finally realizes something is off, probably sensing the shift in the vibe. And Silent just goes full Venom, shape-shifting a non-elemental weapon and grabbing the knight by its damn head. The entire Crimson King squad is wearing the "we just shit our pants" face for the second time today. Silent is holding a massive, non-elemental blade, finally understanding its master's 200 IQ play. The goons finally identify the weapon, realizing our boy just pulled a rare mob's ability out of his ass. And just like that, the Rarity 13 Knight is folded, and the goons can't believe they lost again. Silent turns to the trash bags with that "you're next" energy, and they are not ready for this smoke. Silent hits the victory pose, talking mad shit while Blogger admits that was way too close for comfort. The lead trash bag from Crimson King is absolutely seething, realizing he just got styled on for the second time. Silent gets right in his face, basically asking, "You want some of this too?" And the goon is shook. The Crimson King clowns finally admit defeat, saying a summoner without a summon is useless as they try to dip. Our boy stops them from leaving, and you can already tell he's about to do something incredibly petty. My man goes full goblin mode, demanding they hand over their loot drops like a true grinder. The lead trash bag is absolutely terrified, realizing the summoner is way crazier than the actual summon. Blogger just stands there with his hand out while Silent plays the menacing heavy. It's a classic shakedown. The goon leader immediately folds and pays up, handing over his loot like it's lunch money. Our boy looks at his winnings with pure disappointment, completely over this whole encounter. The goon leader hands over a weird-ass medallion, probably the only decent loot he had. Our boy's face goes full, wait a damn minute, because he actually recognizes this thing. And just as he's processing this, the cavalry finally arrives, with Aoba asking what's up. The whole rescue squad is just staring, completely baffled to find our boy standing over a pile of defeated goons. My man tries to play it off, asking why the whole party is here like he didn't just get kidnapped. Aoba is looking guilty as hell, probably realizing she brought a whole army for nothing. And then she just full-on tackles him with a hug, and our boy's brain just short-circuits. My man is absolutely losing his mind, blushing so hard he's about to have a stroke. He's just standing there, completely clueless, admitting he has no idea how to handle this situation. Aoba finally lets go, hitting him with that $1 million smile and saying she's glad he's okay. Aoba is gushing over Silent's performance, and the S-tier summon is absolutely eating up the praise. The blondie leader is shook, asking if our boy really just folded the leader of the Crimson King. My man tries to remember the trash bag's face, saying he had a scar or something, but can't place him. Blogger just confidently says it wasn't the main boss, completely shutting down the pro player's hype. The muscle Gons corrects him, explaining he just beat the guild's number 2, not the actual leader. Our boy just smirks, saying it doesn't matter who it was. The absolute disrespect is off the charts. The muscle starts dropping lore, getting ready to explain what the real boss of the Crimson King uses. And he drops the name. The main boss's summon is Gail. The whole vibe just got serious. Blogger's face goes from smug to pure shock. He definitely knows that name from the game. The blondie asks if he knows it, and our boy admits this is the first time he's heard that name in this world. The narration hits us with a cold sweat moment, confirming our boy is officially shook by that name drop. We cut to some fancy-ass club at night, which is never a good sign in these stories. The sign confirms it's a bar, and you just know the next level of trash bags hangs out here. And there he is, the final boss of the Crimson King, surrounded by his harem and hearing all about our boy. The blindfolded boss asks for the tea, looking way too chill for a guy whose crew just got folded. One of his girls confirms the rumors, calling Blogger a weirdo who only does janitor duty. Another girl starts gassing him up, telling the boss he's got to get revenge for his boys. We get a shot of the Crimson King clowns on their walk of shame after taking that massive L. We see the defeated goons sulking on the street as Aoba and the blondie walk by, completely unbothered. And we get another establishing shot, probably setting up for our crew's next move the following day. Our boy is back at his desk, writing in his diary like a true emo protagonist. My man is recapping the day's events, probably trying to figure out this trash game's plot. He's already planning his next move, realizing he needs to grind silent stats to fight this Gail dude. And of course, his quiet time is interrupted by someone banging on the door. Looks like another side quest is starting. The blondie leader bursts in, panicking that some other girl got kidnapped. My man looks so done with this game. Blogger is already complaining about the story pacing, calling it a trash game for dropping another kidnapping plot so soon. The blondie is begging for help, saying the whole guild is in an uproar over this new incident. Silent is all hyped to play hero, but our boy just agrees to go like it's another chore. We cut to the guild hall, where you just know some fresh new drama is waiting for them. And there's the new damsel in distress, crying her eyes out and blaming herself for being weak. Classic NPC behavior. Blogger tries to comfort the new girl, basically saying it's not her fault, it's her summons. And her little plant summon is just crying its eyes out, admitting it's completely useless. The new girl, Pigtails, explains her other summon got jacked and she was sent to find our boy. She drops the details for the hostage exchange, a time, a place, and he has to come alone. Our boy is just standing there, completely baffled that he's the main character in this trash plot. Pigtails explains the threat, saying if he doesn't show up, they'll do something to her other summon. And the threat is that she'll have to strip. This game's plot just took a hard left turn into Weirdsville. My man's brain immediately short-circuits, thinking this is some kind of degenerate event quest. Blogger immediately agrees to go, completely shocked but ready to play the hero for this weird-ass quest. The blondie leader is losing his mind, asking if our boy is seriously walking into this obvious trap. Our boy is trying to justify this whole mess, saying it's just a continuation of yesterday's quest. Silent asks its master if they can actually beat this Gail dude, and our boy looks genuinely concerned for a second. My man just deadpans, "The Beast King, huh?" Like he's completely unimpressed by the final boss's title. He hits his own summon with a psycho smile, casually saying it might die, and Silent is absolutely losing it. Our boy tells the whole pro squad to trust him, acting all cool like he's not walking into a 1v whatever. He's already thinking about strategy, admitting he'll need a solid plan to pull this off. Just as he's about to leave, the muscle Gon stops him, looking like he's got something to say. The muscle hands him a piece of paper, and our boy is just staring at it, completely confused. He realizes it's an official quest request, probably wondering what the hell this is for. And the quest is from Aoba, asking him to rescue the summoner who got kidnapped. She's making it official. Our boy is still confused, asking the muscle what the hell he just handed him. The muscle, Gons, just tells him to read the damn quest giver's name already, and the client is Aoba using his own fake last name. My man's identity theft just got wholesome. Gons explains Aoba filed this yesterday to officially hire him for his own rescue mission. Our boy is just short-circuiting, realizing she used his fake name to get him help. The muscle says even though he didn't need saving, the quest is still active for this new job. Blogger reads the rewards, and besides money, it says Aoba's devotion. My man just found the secret romance route. He's absolutely losing his mind, wondering if you can really offer yourself as a quest reward. The blondie leader from Golden Links gets all serious, ready to make his own move. And he just slams a pile of cash on the table, offering to fund this whole damn rescue mission. The blondie leader goes all in, saying he's putting in a formal request for Pigtail's rescue too. Our boy is just sweating, completely unprepared for this level of community support. And the whole damn squad starts throwing their cash down, turning this into a guild-wide fundraiser. They've literally created a mountain of money to fund this one dude's suicide mission. My man is just staring at the cash, realizing this random girl is way more popular than he'll ever be. The blondie leader is practically begging him to save Pigtails, putting all his faith in this weirdo. Our boy looks away, clearly not used to people actually depending on him for anything. He admits this is the first time in his entire life anyone has ever relied on him. Damn, that's rough. He just raises his hand, finally accepting the main character role he's been avoiding. And he just casually walks out the door like he's going to the store, not a boss fight. Our boy is feeling the pressure, realizing the whole damn guild just raised the stakes on him. We cut to the meeting spot, some generic field with big rocks. You know shit's about to go down. And there's Pigtails, the new damsel in distress, just knocked out cold in the grass. She starts to wake up, completely oblivious to the creepy-ass situation she's about to face. Pigtails hits us with the classic "Where am I?" line, and "Girl, you are in deep trouble." She realizes she's been using some dude's furry cloak as a pillow, which is a massive red flag. And it's the final boss, Gail, looking smug as hell while his whole goon squad just watches. Pigtails immediately jumps up, finally processing that she's the main character in a horror movie. She discovers her hands are tied behind her back, and the full-blown panic officially kicks in. The poor girl is completely restrained, realizing she's at the mercy of this blindfolded psycho. The final boss, Gail, reaches for Pigtail's face, and this dude's got more rings than a pawn shop. He grabs her face, and the poor girl is about to have a full-blown panic attack. The psycho just shoves her to the ground, and the whole situation just got way more intense. And now he's on top of her because, of course, the final boss is a complete creep. He's asking why a girl like her is a summoner, like he's personally offended by her class choice. Pigtails is just crying on the ground, probably wondering how this became her life. This psycho starts monologuing about how summoners are lazy bums who don't fight themselves. He's calling the entire summoner class a bunch of cowards. My man has some serious issues. Pigtails is just blushing and sweating, completely overwhelmed by this dude's unhinged rant. The scene cuts to a building as he complains that the summoner guild is smaller than the others. This psycho's still on his soapbox, saying if you pull a trash tier summon, your life is basically over. He calls the whole summoner class pathetic, while Pigtails is just tied up next to him, forced to listen. Pigtails is just taking this abuse, looking completely defeated by his unhinged rant about her entire class. She finally speaks up, asking him why the hell he's a summoner if he hates them so damn much. And we get the villain origin story. This psycho actually wanted to be a swordsman. We see a flashback of him grinding his ass off, trying to make his swordsman dreams come true. My man was all bright-eyed, thinking he was going to be the star of the show with a big-ass sword. And then reality hit him like a truck, getting absolutely folded in a sparring match. He's on his knees getting told he just doesn't have the talent for it. Damn, that's cold. He was too small and weak, getting left in the dust by everyone else, and thus, a hater was born. The flashback shows him getting absolutely bodied while his squadmates just laugh at his weak ass. The narration says that one night, after getting folded as usual, he had a revelation. My man is on the ground having a wait a minute moment after realizing his life is a joke. And he remembers he was born into a rich family with a stash of premium gacha currency. So he pulls his first summon, a big-ass wolf knight, and realizes he can just pay to win. This psycho gets that evil grin, finally understanding that grinding is for losers. He's laughing his ass off while Pigtails is just staring, realizing she's trapped with a complete lunatic. This dude is gloating that ever since that day, he's been the strongest. Yeah, with mommy's credit card. He's still on his rant, pissed that people with actual talent have to bow down to him now. Pigtails just gives him the most unimpressed look, completely over his villain monologue. This psycho starts connecting the dots, mentioning Aoba's name like he's putting together a hit list. He goes full psycho mode, ranting that he's the king, and anyone who defies him is getting folded. The psycho threatens to kill Blogger's summon and violate Pigtails right in front of him. This dude is unhinged. Pigtails is just looking at him with pure disgust, completely over this dude's edgy monologue. She finally snaps and screams, "Call!" summoning her other unit to try and save herself. And her stolen summon, a little knight, pops out to protect her, shocking the hell out of this psycho. The little knight stands guard over Pigtails while the whole goon squad just watches the show. This psycho just scoffs, calling her a pathetic summoner for even trying to fight back. He raises his staff, ready to summon his own unit, and show her what a real whale looks like. And he screams, "Call!" about to drop his final boss summon on this poor girl's head. The psycho boss grips his staff, about to drop his pay-to-win summon on this poor girl. And with a flash of light, the final boss summon makes its grand, dramatic entrance. He summons a giant-ass wolf knight, and this psycho's smug face says it all. He's a whale. The wolf summon is absolutely massive, making Pigtails' little knight look like a damn keychain. Pigtails is just staring in disbelief, realizing she brought a butter knife to a gunfight. The wolf summon asks what's up, and this psycho just casually orders food. Oh, this is gonna be bad. The psycho boss tells his summon that the little knight is just an appetizer. The disrespect is unreal. This psycho is still monologuing, saying not to kill the summoner because he has plans for her. Pigtails is horrified, realizing they're gonna hunt her down until she's completely broken. She's clinging to her little knight, terrified it's about to get deleted from the game. Pigtails is on the ground, apologizing to her little knight for getting it into this mess. And the psycho boss immediately covers her mouth because monologues are a one-man show. Her little knight is shaking in its boots but is still ready to throw down for its master. Pigtails is watching her little summon try to protect her, and the guilt is hitting hard. The Crimson King goons are getting impatient, asking when our boy is going to show up for the main event. The psycho boss agrees, looking way too excited to finally meet the guy who folded his crew. And then one of their summons just gets its head popped off out of nowhere. The cavalry has arrived. The whole goon squad is completely shook trying to process how their boy just got one-shotted. The psycho boss is losing his mind, screaming about how his minion just got deleted from the server. And our boy is off-screen, telling Silent to chill out and get ready for the main event. The ambush is on. The lead trash bag is having flashbacks to the last time he got absolutely clapped by this exact move. Our boy finally makes his entrance, looking like he just walked in on a boring conversation. And Silent has already wiped the floor with the entire goon squad while they were monologuing. Silent is just chilling on the ground, looking smug as hell after that opening multi-kill. The psycho boss finally puts a face to the name, realizing this is the dude who folded his crew twice. My man hits him with a cheesy smile, saying he's here on official business, not just for fun. Blogger drops the coldest line, telling the villain he's not the main character of this story. Pigtails is having her full-on damsel in distress moment, screaming our boy's name like he's a god. Silent is just eating up the attention, telling Pigtails it's here to save the day. Our boy tells his summon to stop grandstanding and actually do the rescuing part of the mission. Silent's shadow tentacle snakes over to Pigtails, ready to play the hero and snatch the girl. The tentacle wraps them both up, and Pigtails is getting a very personal and awkward rescue experience. And Silent just yoinks them both into the air, proving it's the most efficient kidnapper in the game. Our boy catches Pigtails princess carry style, looking like he just pulled a muscle doing it. He immediately stumbles, proving he's got the social grace of a brick and the strength of a wet noodle. Pigtails apologizes for him almost dropping her, and my man's ego just took another massive hit. He tries to play it smooth, asking if she's on a quest too. Bro, read the damn room. Even Silent is looking at its master like, dude, not the time for your terrible pickup lines. The psycho boss calls him out, basically telling him to shut the hell up while the adults are talking. Pigtails breaks her own damn cuffs, looking like she's officially done being the damsel in distress. Silent shows off the broken cuffs it just snapped, and Pigtails is thanking it for the rescue. Pigtails is blushing hard, clearly not used to this whole damsel in distress situation. She tells Blogger she's genuinely shocked he actually came to save her. My man asks if it's really that weird for him to help someone out, and she hits him with a yes, calling him out for being a self-absorbed weirdo. Damn. He tries to play it cool, saying of course he helps his friends, and Pigtails looks surprised. The psycho boss finally interrupts, clearly tired of being a third wheel in his own evil plan. The boss finally introduces himself, and our boy just stares back, completely unbothered. Blogger gives him the most unimpressed side-eye, like he's already bored of this fight. The psycho boss calls him a named NPC, trying to figure out what his deal is. The psycho boss is completely baffled that our boy just called him an NPC to his face. The game's narration confirms that named NPCs are basically walking plot devices. Our boy connects the dots, realizing this psycho is a main event boss, which means premium loot. The psycho boss is actually impressed, giving him props for showing up solo to his own execution. My man hits him with the "I'm all I need" line, going full main character mode. The psycho boss is just eating up this confidence, looking way too excited for this fight. He asks if our boy can keep that same energy when he meets his main summon. And there it is, the final boss summon, Gail, looking like he eats S-tier units for breakfast. Our boy is absolutely floored by the size of this unit, realizing the pictures didn't do it justice. The Wolf Knight summon immediately starts talking shit, calling Silent a weirdo and not worth his time. Pigtails is just staring, completely floored by the sheer size of this dude's pay-to-win summon. The psycho boss is just soaking it all in, getting off on the fact that his unit is a walking skyscraper. Silent is having a full-blown panic attack, asking if they can even win, while our boy is already stat-checking the boss. My man admits the Wolf Knight has better stats in everything but speed, and Silent is not liking those odds. Blogger reveals the real problem is the size difference and a skill called Abyss Calling. The game explains that bigger summons get a damage buff because of course this trash game has a size mechanic. Our boy gets that smug-ass grin back, hitting them with the "I've already planned for this" line. He gives Silent the signal to go full-on final form, and his summon is ready to pop off. The Wolf Knight is just standing there, completely oblivious that something massive is rising up behind it. And Silent just goes full kaiju mode, turning into a giant knight that makes the final boss look like a damn puppy. The Psycho Boss is absolutely losing his mind, wearing the same shocked face everyone else has for the past 10 minutes. Our boy is just chilling while Silent asks for a performance review, and my man gives it a solid good job. And the Psycho just starts laughing his ass off, clearly not processing that he's no longer the biggest dude on the field. He's actually complimenting our boy's summon, trying to act like he's not completely intimidated by the size difference. This Psycho gets a smug look, saying he's changed his mind and is willing to forgive our boy. He offers our boy a job as his right-hand man if he apologizes. The absolute audacity on this clown. This dude actually demands Silent as compensation for the goons he lost. My man is trying to trade up. Our boy just stands there with a smug-ass smile, completely unbothered by the world's worst job offer. Blogger hits him with the full name drop, telling him he has zero plans to become his little sidekick. The Psycho Boss is absolutely fuming, not used to people telling him no. His ego just took a massive hit. The Wolf Knight Gail actually gives Silent's new form some props, calling it a decent attempt. Our boy hits him with the ultimate gamer insult, saying if it were him, he'd re-roll that account immediately. The Psycho Boss is absolutely fuming, realizing the trash talk phase is over, and it's time to throw hands. The Wolf Knight, Gail, says he's just gonna brute force this fight, because strategy is for nerds. Our boy looks completely unbothered by the threat, while Pigtails is having a full-blown anxiety attack. The Psycho Boss screams for the attack to start, and our boy just gives him the most bored look imaginable. And the two kaiju summons finally clash swords, and the final boss fight is officially on. Our boy reveals he's got some personal beef with this Gail unit from back in the game. Pigtails is just staring, completely lost as our boy starts dropping cryptic lore mid-boss fight. Silent is already struggling in the power clash, looking like it's about to get folded by the pay-to-win unit. Silent is getting absolutely rocked in the power clash, sweating bullets while the Wolf Knight looks bored. The two kaiju are going at it, and Pigtails is just standing there completely awestruck by the fight. Pigtails points out that Silent is struggling, and our boy just hits her with a deadpan. Yeah, I know. Silent is having a full-blown panic attack, admitting it's at a huge disadvantage here. Our boy is breaking down the fight, explaining that Silent is getting outstatted and can only dodge. The Psycho Boss is gloating that Silent's attacks are doing 0 damage to his pay-to-win unit. My man reveals Silent is still level 1, and Pigtails is shocked he's fighting a final boss with a fresh pull. Silent finally does the math and realizes it's about to get absolutely folded. Our boy is just staring, clearly cooking up some galaxy brain strategy to turn this whole thing around. He hits Silent with another pep talk, reminding it of its one-word lineage and telling it to get its shit together. The Wolf Knight is putting the squeeze on Silent, looking like it's barely even breaking a sweat. And the pay-to-win unit just shoves Silent back, proving that stats are in fact everything. Pigtails remembers the lore dump saying the one-word summons are supposed to be the game's jackpot units. She then realizes the enemy wolf is also a one-word unit, and the panic starts to set in. Our boy just hits her with a "you're wrong," getting ready to drop some more obscure gotcha knowledge. He explains that Gail isn't just a one-word unit, it's a named unit, a whole different tier of broken. Pigtails is completely lost, asking what the hell a named unit is, and our boy just confirms it. The game gives us the full title, Named Brave, which is just the edgiest possible name for a final boss. We get a flashback to the whole squad of these named units, basically the game's next-gen whale bait. My man explains that before these guys, summons had generic names, proving these units are plot-armored as hell. Our boy explains that named units were on another level, and Gail was the most popular of the bunch. He drops the lore. In the original game, pulling Gail meant your reroll grind was officially over. And just like that, Silent gets absolutely bodied, proving the pay-to-win unit is no joke. Our boy and Pigtails are screaming as their boy gets folded like a cheap lawn chair. The Psycho Boss is absolutely loving the show, cheering on his summon like it's the Super Bowl. Silent tries to play it off, saying it was just a little careless, but we all see the sweat. The Wolf Knight just stands there, looking bored as hell while Silent tries to compose itself. Pigtails finally connects the dots, realizing reroll complete means this wolf is the ultimate prize. Our boy just smirks, telling her she's finally catching on to how screwed they are. The Wolf Knight hits Silent with the ultimate flex, saying there's nothing stronger to even re-roll for. Pigtails is just watching, completely horrified by how strong this final boss summon actually is. Silent is already out of breath, realizing it's in a whole different weight class now. The health bars don't lie. Gail is still at 100% while Silent is already taking chip damage. Our boy confirms what we're all thinking, admitting Gail is a tank and their attacks are useless. Silent is getting absolutely overwhelmed, just trying to block the flurry of attacks from the Wolf Knight. My man is just watching, telling his summon to just hold on a little longer. He's got a plan, right? The Wolf Knight is just eating every hit, looking more annoyed than hurt by Silent's desperate attacks. Silent is complaining that every single hit from this wolf feels like a critical. And Gail just straight up shoulder tackles Silent, proving that stats are all that matter in this trash game. Silent gets absolutely rocked by the impact, and you can tell that one did some serious damage. Silent is getting absolutely bodied in the power clash, with the Wolf Knight just flexing its raw stats. Our boy tells Silent to stop trying to break the tank and just aim for the weak spots with its blades. The Psycho Boss is already losing his shit, screaming at his summon for letting a few hits land. And look at that, the Wolf Knight's health bar finally moved. It's not much, but it's a start. The pay-to-win unit roars in frustration, not used to actually having to try in a fight. And now Gail is on the back foot, forced to block Silent's relentless flurry of attacks. Pigtails is just watching in awe, completely blown away by the sudden turn of events. But then she notices something is off, like the fight isn't as one-sided as it looks. The Wolf Knight is getting confused, wondering why it's suddenly struggling against this weaker unit. Pigtails finally calls it out. The final boss summon is actually getting slower. The plan is working. Our boy's got that sweaty, smug look of a dude whose 200 IQ plan is actually working. Pigtails finally catches on, pointing out that Silent's attacks are actually landing now. My man just confirms it, saying this was the whole damn plan from the start. What a flex. The game drops the lore bomb. The pay-to-win unit is getting hit with a damage penalty debuff. And here's the Galaxy Brain play. The size buff skill has a debuff that gets worse as HP drops, and Silent's type resists it. Blogger admits they're on a timer, saying if Silent can't finish this, they're screwed. Silent is feeling the momentum shift, realizing it can actually win this damn fight. Our boy is screaming from the sidelines, telling his summon to go for the kill. Both of them are just watching, completely stressed out as the final phase of the fight kicks off. Pigtails finally asks about the personal beef he mentioned having with Gail. The plot thickens. Pigtails connects the dots, realizing our boy has some serious trauma associated with this wolf summon. My man just gives her that "you have no idea" look, confirming his gacha-induced PTSD is very real. He admits he pulled this damn wolf way too many times, and Pigtails is not ready for this number. My man drops the bomb that he pulled 36 of these furry bastards. 36. Pigtails is absolutely losing her mind, trying to comprehend the sheer scale of his terrible luck. He explains the wolf was only meta for a minute before a patch turned it into a useless joke. My man's having flashbacks to getting half his 10 pulls filled with this useless unit. The gacha pain is real. He admits the wolf is basically his arch nemesis, a walking symbol of all his wasted currency. Silent channels its master's energy, telling Gail that its very existence is an insult. Our boy goes full psycho mode, screaming for Silent to end this wolf's whole career. This is pure vengeance. The Psycho Boss is screaming for his wolf to fight back, completely losing his mind over this comeback. And Gail goes for a desperate counterattack, trying to prove it's still the top-tier unit on the block. Silent gets absolutely rocked by the hit, looking like it just got its bell rung hard. Our boy and Pigtails are watching in horror, realizing this fight is far from over. Silent looks down, realizing it can just sacrifice an arm because it's a shape-shifting blob. The Wolf Knight hits him with the "I'm immortal" line, but it's looking pretty damn beat up. We get a flashback to the original game, showing how these two units were always destined to be rivals. Silent backs off, looking like it's finally respecting the wolf's power, or is it just bait? Silent falls to one knee and declares victory, which is the biggest bluff I've ever seen. My man's summon is sweating buckets but keeps that psycho smile, trying to win with pure mind games. The Wolf Knight isn't buying the bluff for a second and goes for the kill, looking absolutely rabid. And Silent just straight up decapitates the final boss with a clean slice. My man called his shot. Silent is completely gassed, proving that whole victory speech was a last-ditch Hail Mary. The pay-to-win unit's head just rolls on the ground like a damn bowling ball. That's game. Our boy and Pigtails are just staring, completely shocked that the bullshit plan actually worked. The Wolf Knight's body finally gives out, kneeling like it's officially accepting the L. And just like that, the final boss summon is officially deleted from the server. The Psycho Boss is having a complete meltdown, realizing his credit card can't save him now. Our boy hits them with the all according to plan smile while Pigtails is simping hard. Pigtails is cheering for Silent, who's about to collapse from exhaustion after that clutch play. Silent is trying to act tough, saying it's invincible while clearly running on fumes. The game shows Silent's HP is in the red, and our boy is just realizing how close that was. My man's got that holy shit we didn't die look, trying to play it off with a shaky smile. Our boy is just glad it's over, while Silent is still trying to flex for Pigtails. Silent turns to the Psycho Boss, probably to drop one last get good before they dip. The Psycho Boss is looking absolutely broken, muttering one last call like a sore loser. And Silent just gets split in half out of nowhere. Our boy and Pigtails are absolutely shook. The narration hits, basically saying, what the actual fuck just happened? Our boy is just staring, trying to process how they won the fight but still took an L. And the cliffhanger hits because of course the fight wasn't actually over. This game is trash. Our boy and Pigtails are suddenly surrounded by two new Black Knight summons. Well, this just got complicated. The new summons are just standing there menacingly, because of course the boss has a second phase. My man and Pigtails are wearing the exact same "we are so fucking dead" expression. They're hiding behind the wolf's corpse, but the new goons are already closing in for the kill. Pigtails is in full-on denial, completely unable to process this bullshit plot twist. And the Wolf Knight is back on its feet, basically asking if they really thought it would be that easy. Our boy is losing his mind, trying to figure out how a summon he just killed is standing again. Gail is giving them the ultimate death stare, looking like it's about to get its revenge. The Psycho Boss is absolutely fuming, pissed that they even dared to damage his precious pay-to-win unit. And he goes full rage mode, screaming his head off like a true sore loser who just got a second chance. Our boy is just scratching his head, completely over the bullshit plot armor this game keeps throwing at him. He finally snaps and just screams that this is a certified trash game. Pigtails is just watching him melt down. Pigtails is asking what the hell is going on, and our boy looks like he's about to have an aneurysm. The Psycho Boss drops the bomb, gloating that he has two of the same pay-to-win summon. Pigtails' brain just completely short-circuits, unable to process this level of whale behavior. The Psycho is just laughing his ass off, confirming that yes, his credit card is just that powerful. He's still gloating, saying pulling the same top-tier unit twice is proof that he's the king. Our boy is just processing the fact that this Psycho somehow has a duplicate of a unique named unit. And the twist gets worse. The second wolf is an evolved version, the Silver Fang King. My man just completely loses it, laughing hysterically because this situation is just that fucking broken. Pigtails is just staring at our boy, completely freaked out by his laughing fit. The Psycho Boss goes full feral, screaming our boy's name and promising to absolutely murder him. This Psycho threatens to violate Aoba and scatter their bodies around town. My man has zero chill. Pigtails is absolutely horrified by the threat, looking like she's about to have a panic attack. Her little knight summon is sweating bullets, but still ready to throw down for its master. The little knight stands guard in front of them, and Pigtails is calling its name for support. Pigtails steps up to protect our boy, officially done with her damsel in distress arc. Our boy is completely shocked, realizing Pigtails is trying to shield him from the fight. She tells him to run while she and her summon buy him time. The ultimate sacrifice play. My man is just staring, completely short-circuiting that the girl he rescued is now protecting him. Pigtails tells him it's scary facing a killer, basically begging him to get the hell out of there. Our boy just lets out a long sigh, completely exhausted by her sudden main character moment. He gets way too close, telling her he's surprised girls like her even exist. Bro, what? Pigtails is completely baffled by his comment, and my man just looks away like he's bored. We get a quick shot of Silent's bisected body, just to remind us how screwed they are. The Psycho Boss is just as confused as everyone else, wondering what the hell is going on. My man just sits down next to the Psycho and starts petting his furry cloak. The audacity is off the charts. The Psycho Boss is absolutely losing his mind, completely short-circuiting at this level of disrespect. Pigtails is screaming his name, watching him try to make friends with the guy who wants to kill them all. The Psycho starts laughing, asking if our boy is begging for his life. He's trying so hard to regain control. Our boy just casually tells the Psycho that his summon is completely dead, selling the whole act. He explains that he's processed the whole situation and has come to a very clear conclusion. And that conclusion is that there's a 100% chance they're going to lose this fight. The Psycho Boss is absolutely loving this. thinking our boy is finally ready to beg for his life. My man hits him with a therefore, like he's about to drop some galaxy brain logic. And he just pulls out a revive crystal and asks, "Continue?" Like this is a damn arcade game. The psycho's face is a perfect screenshot of, "Wait, that's fucking illegal." Our boy just crushes the crystal, activating the most bullshit plot armor item I've ever seen. The psycho is absolutely losing his mind, realizing our boy is about to pull a pay-to-win move on him. And just like that, Silent's bisected body starts stitching itself back together. Round 2, bitches. The psycho boss is absolutely losing his mind as Silent's body just snaps back together. Our boy just watches the process, completely unfazed like he's seen this 1,000 times. Silent sits up, completely confused about what just happened, while our boy gives it a smug look. Pigtails is just staring in disbelief, completely shocked that Silent is actually back in one piece. The psycho boss is screaming his head off, unable to process that the summon just respawned. My man is whispering to Silent, probably telling it to stop being a dumbass because the fight's not over. Silent gets up all wobbly, looking like it's about to ask what it missed while it was dead. Our boy just stands there with his arms crossed, looking like the smuggiest bastard on the planet. The psycho is still short-circuiting, completely stuck on the fact that the summon just revived. Pigtails is crying tears of joy, officially becoming the #1 fan of our boy's summon. Our boy explains to Pigtails that he probably should have mentioned the revive item earlier. Silent is already back on its bullshit, pointing at the Wolf Knight like it didn't just get folded. My man's summon is talking mad shit, telling the wolf it's about to catch these hands for a second time. The Wolf Knight is just staring, completely baffled that the trash mob it just killed is back for more. The psycho boss tells his summon not to sweat it, since they already beat this clown once. Our boy tries to get Silent to chill, but his summon is too busy being the main character. Blogger finally drops the bomb that this is a completely different, stronger wolf, and Silent is not ready. My man hits his summon with the hard truth. If they fight like before, they're 100% getting deleted. The Wolf Knight asks how they even won the first fight, and our boy tells him to look closer. And Silent finally sees it, having a full-blown panic attack as it realizes this is the evolved form. The Wolf Knight finally uses its brain, realizing the glow-up came with a new attribute. My man confirms the worst, telling Silent its new opponent is basically its kryptonite. The game basically admits they only won, because the first wolf was an idiot who didn't know about type matchups. Our boy finally admits they're completely fucked, with no actual strategy to win this round. And then he hits them with the "or is there?" because of course he has one last bullshit move. My man goes from 0 to 100, looking like he's about to do something incredibly stupid. And he pulls out a handful of gacha currency, ready to solve this problem with his wallet. Silent is screaming goodbye to its janitor duties, as our boy activates the level up cheat code. The game explains he's basically force-feeding his summon EXP potions to power level it mid-fight, and the effect is temporary, but each crystal is worth 1,000,000 XP. My man is about to break the game. Silent is feeling the power-up, but our boy just points out that it looks exactly the same. The game explains the evolution didn't stop, and Silent is about to hit its second form. And just like that, my man's summon sprouts a pair of edgy demon wings. The glow-up is real. Silent is on a full-blown power trip, screaming that it's invincible now. The summon turns to its master, looking for a pat on the back for its new drip. And our boy is just bawling his eyes out, completely devastated by the upgrade. Silent is completely confused, asking its master why the hell he's crying after a power-up. My man explains he just blew his entire life savings on this one temporary buff. The financial ruin is setting in. The game reminds us that the most important part of being a whale is, you guessed it, having a fat wallet. We get a flashback of our boy and Silent grinding for cash, proving that pay to win still costs you something. My man is having a full-blown existential crisis, realizing the game devs just scammed him for his life savings. He's trying to gas up Silent, telling it there's no way it can lose now, but he looks like he's trying to convince himself. Silent is screaming for them to go win, completely buying into its master's desperate pep talk. Silent is going full edgelord, screaming about victory from the abyss and telling the wolf to bring it on. The psycho boss is in complete denial, screaming that a temporary glow-up won't be enough to save them. The Wolf Knight just tells Silent it's time for round 2. The confidence on this pay-to-win unit is unreal, and they clash, but Silent is already sweating bullets trying to block the first hit. This is not a good sign. Silent is getting pushed back hard, realizing that even with the power-up, it's still getting outstatted, and the Wolf Knight just lands a clean shot right to Silent's face. That temporary buff is looking real temporary. Silent is getting absolutely comboed, proving that money can't buy you a win against a bigger whale. Silent is sweating bullets, finally admitting this new wolf is way stronger than the last one. My man's summon is getting absolutely bodied, proving that money can't buy you skill. And then Silent gets that psycho grin back, having some kind of mid-fight revelation. The Wolf Knight is completely baffled by the sudden confidence, not ready for this shonen power-up. Silent starts monologuing about how its master grinded his ass off for that cash. Our boy is still crying over his bank account, and that's the fuel for this comeback. The summon is channeling its master's financial ruin into pure, unadulterated power. Silent turns back to the wolf, ready to end this with the power of friendship and debt. And it just straight up decapitates the final boss in one clean slice. Holy shit. My man's summon hits the victory pose while the wolf's head is still midair. That's game. The pay-to-win unit's head is just sitting there, a permanent reminder that his account is now trash. And the psycho boss is having a full-blown meltdown, realizing his wallet can't buy him a respawn. Our boy and Pigtails are just standing there awkwardly, like they don't know what to do after the boss fight. And just like that, the temporary buff expires and Silent starts deflating like a sad balloon. Pigtails is screaming for Silent, while our boy just watches like he's seen this episode before. She runs over to check on it, and Silent admits the power-up was just a free trial that is now expired. Pigtails is already paranoid about a third one, and Silent is not helping with its lack of confidence. The psycho boss is on the ground, cradling the wolf's head and screaming like his favorite character just died. He's screaming at the dead summon, asking why it didn't have a revive item. Bro, that's on you. And our boy just walks up behind him, ready to deliver the final get good to this clown. My man hits him with the most unhinged better luck next time smile I've ever seen. The psycho boss is absolutely feral, screaming our boy's name like he just got teabagged in a ranked match. And he just pulls a knife and goes for the kill, because if you can't win with summons, just stab a bitch. Our boy is completely caught lacking, realizing the villain is done playing the damn card game. But Silent jumps in front like a Secret Service agent, blocking the attack with its bare hands. The psycho and his last goon are absolutely terrified, realizing they just fucked with the wrong blob. And Silent just grabs the psycho by his damn head, holding him up like a trophy. Our boy is screaming for his summon to stop, realizing it just went into business for itself. The remaining goons are begging them to stop, admitting they've already lost this whole damn war. The psycho is just lying on the ground, completely broken and defeated. That's a wrap on this clown. The game's title card drops Abyss Calling, just to remind us this whole thing is a trash isekai. Our boy explains that in this game, summons are everything, posing with his squad like they just won the championship. The remaining goons are just crying on the ground, completely broken by the beatdown. My man walks over to the loot, telling the goons they're too trash to be holding such a nice sword. He goes full loot goblin, snatching the boss's sword with the most unhinged grin I've ever seen. The goons are just sweating and agreeing, completely terrified of the guy who just bankrupted himself to win. Our boy sheathes his new sword, looking pretty damn pleased with his post-boss fight reward. The adrenaline finally wears off and my man looks like he needs a 5-year nap. He asks Pigtails if she's ready to go home, finally remembering she exists after all that chaos. And Pigtails hits him with that "you're my hero" smile. My man just unlocked the romance route for real. The whole squad is just standing there, soaking in the victory after that absolute train wreck of a fight. We cut back to the guild at night, where the whole town is about to hear about this dude's win streak. The news is already spreading that our boy actually folded the psycho boss and made it back. The blondie leader tells them the guild is throwing a party, and Silent is already going feral in the background. The elf guild master is having a moment, saying she's lived a long-ass time, but this is new. And she's telling our boy he's not boring at all. My man is accidentally building a harem. The next day, the adrenaline has officially worn off after the big showdown with the Crimson King. Our boy is screaming in pain and you'd think he's dying, but he's just calling for Silent. Silent is looking all concerned, asking its master to be more gentle. This is getting weirdly intimate. And it's just giving him a back massage, calling him weak for having sore muscles. The disrespect is real. Our boy is completely wrecked, realizing his body is paying the price for that main character moment. And Silent just starts beating his ass while he's down. The disrespect is off the charts. The summon is thinking this is the perfect opportunity for payback. This little shit chose violence. My man threatens his summon, saying his mouth still works, and Silent immediately gets the message. Someone knocks on the door, and our boy is too busy being a lazy bum to answer. He finally sits up looking like a complete mess while yelling for them to hold on. And it's Pigtails, checking in on him with her little knight because she heard him screaming. My man is trying to play it smooth, but he's blushing and sweating like a complete amateur. She's in his room now, calling him an old man for being so sore. The roast is brutal. Our boy is just staring up at her, completely flustered and unable to form a coherent sentence. Pigtails hits him with a get-well basket from the guild, officially auditioning for the best girl role. My man is just staring, completely short-circuiting that someone is actually being nice to him. Our boy just blurts out that he likes apples, because his social skills are still in the damn tutorial, and now she's peeling an apple for him. My man is getting the full domestic girlfriend experience. She offers him a slice, and our boy is just happy to be getting fed after that whole ordeal. But Silent just materializes and snatches the apple slice. This little shit chose violence. Silent is just happily munching away while our boy is fuming that his summon is the ultimate third wheel. My man is trying to unsummon this little bastard for completely ruining the mood. He actually banishes his summon to the Shadow Realm just to get some alone time with Pigtails. He tries to play it off, but Pigtails is just laughing at him for having a domestic with his blob. Pigtails is giving him that look, like she's finally seeing the real dude behind the edgelord persona. She admits that she was actually relieved to see him act like a normal, flawed person for once. She tells him she finally realized he's human, and my man is just completely confused by the compliment. She calls him out for being a loner, and he's getting defensive about his terrible reputation. She hits him with a therefore and holds up the apple slices, about to drop the final move. And she offers to feed him, calling it his quest reward. My man is not ready for this level of affection. He's trying to play it cool, saying this isn't a quest, but his blush says otherwise. She calls him out for being unable to just accept a nice gesture. Damn, she's got his number. And he finally caves, taking the apple slice while she's got that smug I won smile. My man is just munching away, trying to act like he's not enjoying this domestic bliss. Pigtails is now feeding her little knight, and our boy is in the background looking absolutely betrayed. He's trying to play it cool, like he's not bothered by her being nice to literally everyone in the room. She's telling her little knight she always thought of it as a person, not just a summon. Our boy's inner monologue kicks in, reminding himself he's a loner who doesn't care about anyone. We get a flashback of him carrying her, trying to justify the rescue as just part of a quest, and she's remembering he saved her ass from that other psycho before this. My man's got a pattern. She calls his name, snapping him out of his edgelord flashback and back to the present moment. He asks her to grab a bag from a shelf, using the oldest trick in the book to make her turn around. My man's got that smug, I'm about to do something smooth look while fumbling with the bag. And he pulls out a necklace, offering it to her as a gift. My boy is finally making a real move. Pigtails is completely stunned, asking what the hell he's doing. My man's social skills are not ready for this. He explains it's just some loot he got from that Andre psycho he folded a while back. The little knight explains that this item is what it needs for its second evolution. It's a power-up, not a proposal. Pigtails is hyped, but our boy tells her she still needs to grind the levels for it to work. He tells her to just hold on to it until she's ready, trying to act all casual about it. My man says it's just a thank you for her help, trying his best not to make this a whole thing. He's completely lost in the sauce, not used to this level of normal human interaction. And she puts it on, giving him the full best girl smile and a genuine thank you. Our boy is completely flustered, trying to play it cool but failing miserably. He finally remembers it's an accessory for her summon, and Pigtails realizes she's wearing her pet's gear. Pigtails is apologizing for getting happy about the gift, like she's not allowed to have nice things. She tries to play it cool and put the necklace away, while our boy is just sitting there like a socially awkward potato. Pigtails drops that some dude named Gons was looking for him at the guild. My man can't catch a break. Our boy is completely lost, asking who the hell Gons is. This dude's social circle is non-existent. The scene cuts to the town mentioning some case. Oh great, another side quest is about to drop. Our boy is already on his way to the guild, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else on the planet. And there's the guild crew with a big bald dude who looks shocked to see our boy walk in. The bald dude, Gons, says he's got someone he wants our boy to meet. This is never a good sign. My man is just repeating the words back, completely baffled that anyone would want to meet him. He's already sweating, looking like he's about to be introduced to his future parole officer. The bald dude, Gons, leads our boy into a room like he's presenting a prize pig at the county fair. And the person they're meeting is the elf guild master, who looks way too cheerful for this series. Our boy is having a full-blown panic attack, realizing he's been summoned by the server admin herself. The guild master Elena gives him that I know all your secrets smile. This is an interrogation, not a meeting. Some rando asks if our boy has met the guildmaster before, and she's looking at him expectantly. My man tries to play it cool, saying he's only heard the rumors, but his face screams, please don't ban me. Her inner monologue reveals she's a legendary game-breaking character from the original game. Oh, this is a plot twist. She invites him to sit, casually mentioning she knows he sent countless players to hell. Game recognizes game. Our boy just plops down, looking completely bored and unimpressed. His social skills are still level 1. She finally gets to the point, wanting to talk about him folding the Crimson King and that psycho boss. The Elf Guildmaster gives him the formal, "Thank you for your service" speech, bowing like he's royalty. Our boy just shrugs it off, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else on the planet. She explains how much trouble the Crimson King was, and my man still looks bored out of his mind. He's just staring into space, probably wondering when he can leave this mandatory HR meeting. The blondie leader is standing there, looking like he's about to lose it over our boy's disrespect. My man hits her with the, "If you actually tried, you could have folded them yourself," calling her out by her in-game name. The whole room is completely shook that this random dude just exposed the Guildmaster's secret identity. The blondie simp immediately goes feral, screaming at our boy for disrespecting his queen. The Guildmaster just tells her boy to chill, looking completely unbothered by the whole situation. She hits our boy with a psycho smile, telling her simp to shut up. She's clearly enjoying this. The blondie simp is still apologizing for our boy's massive balls, trying to do damage control. The Guildmaster is just thinking about how she was literally the game's final boss. The whole room is just awkwardly watching this high-level gamer beef unfold in real time. The Guildmaster just smiles and admits our boy is right, completely owning the fact she's OP. She explains she's basically nerfed by the plot and can't use her full power here. Our boy finally gets it, realizing she's not lazy, she's just a walking WMD. She explains that if she actually used her summons in the middle of the city, the whole damn place would get deleted. She's way too happy about that possibility. My man is just complaining about having a literal nuke as a Guildmaster. She calls the game devs idiots and thanks him again for doing her dirty work. The Elf Guildmaster starts laying out the reward package, and her blondie simp is just standing there looking proud. She offers him guild points and 3 million in cash, and my man looks like she just offered him lunch money. They drop a fat stack of cash on the table, and our boy is just staring, probably realizing this won't even cover his therapy. The Guildmaster hits him with the "but wait, there's more," saying this is the real quest reward, and it's a damn ring called Aoba's Devotion. Pigtails is trying to lock this shit down immediately. Our boy is absolutely shook, his brain completely short-circuiting at this sudden romance root activation. The bald dude, Gon, starts explaining he's the one who came to her asking for help against the psycho boss. He says he couldn't go himself because of guild rules, and some new girl is in the background looking stressed. The new girl says Pigtails was the quest client, and the condition for taking it was resolve. And now she's crying and begging our boy for help, saying she'll do anything. My man is collecting damsels like they're gotcha pulls. Our boy is just staring, completely fried from the emotional whiplash of this whole conversation. The Elf Guildmaster explains the ring is a magic item that lets him control Pigtails. Damn, that's a dark reward. My man is just looking at the ring, completely unimpressed by the whole mind control feature. The new girl is still in the background, trying to get his attention, but our boy has already checked out. He pulls out the psycho's sword, saying it's a nice drop, but he doesn't really use weapons. And then he suggests using the legendary loot as a fucking fruit knife. The disrespect is legendary. The Elf Guildmaster is just staring, completely baffled by this dude's absolute lack of social awareness. Our boy goes full psycho, trying to test the sword's sharpness on the guild's furniture. We get a shot of the guild hall from outside, probably to hide the property damage this idiot just caused. Silent is walking out with the loot, thinking its master is the weirdest dude on the planet. No arguments here. Our boy is still trying to process why the hell they'd give him a mind control ring as a reward. He's complaining that the ring would make things too easy, while also whining that Silent is being a little shit. My man tries to rationalize the item, saying it just makes a promise into a physical object. He decides that getting everything you want is boring. Bro, you just paid to win, sit down. Silent asks if it's a bad idea to let an item that powerful just exist in the world. Our boy gets that psycho grin and says the best solution is to just destroy it. Silent is not surprised. Silent is having flashbacks to the Elf Guildmaster's face, realizing how bad this is about to get. And we get a flashback of the whole guild squad looking absolutely horrified by what he just did. And there it is, the sound of a legendary, plot-relevant item getting turned into absolute dust. Our boy is just laughing his ass off, having chosen maximum chaos for no damn reason. Our boy is still laughing his ass off about destroying the ring, and Silent is just sweating, completely terrified of him. He's monologuing about creating his own endgame content, and Silent has no idea what the hell he's on about. Silent is just thinking its master is a weirdo, and look who it is, Pigtails in the background spotting them. Pigtails calls out to him, and our boy turns around, completely caught off guard by this random encounter. My man is completely baffled, like he forgot other people exist in this town besides him and his blob. Pigtails is holding groceries, asking what he's doing here with that "I'm the main love interest" smile. She explains she's going to cook him a feast as a thank you. The domestic route is officially unlocked. Our boy is completely flustered, asking why she's doing all this, and she's just playing it cool. She says it's a thank you for the necklace, and my man is trying to argue it was for her summon, not her. He's sweating bullets trying to downplay it, but she's just smiling, knowing she's got him completely figured out. Our boy points out that Pigtails is in a surprisingly good mood, and she's just like, "Yeah, I guess." He reminds her she was just having a homesick breakdown, and she gets all embarrassed about it. Pigtails gets that look, like she's about to drop some serious character development on him. She starts talking about what she realized when that psycho was about to fold her for good. She's giving him and Silent the full hero treatment, remembering how they came to her rescue. She's monologuing about how she was completely lost and alone in this trash isekai world. And she hits him with the "I'm not alone anymore" line. My man just unlocked the true romance route. Our boy's brain just completely blue screens, unable to process this level of genuine emotion. Pigtails is now the one getting flustered, probably realizing she just confessed her feelings. She calls him out for his deadpan reaction, and my man is just standing there like a socially awkward log. Pigtails calls him out for his awkward reaction, and my man is just sweating, completely out of his element. He finally just accepts his fate, hitting her with a smile like he's given up on trying to be cool. They both agree to just be themselves, finally having a moment of actual human connection in this trash game. And we get the big hero shot, with our boy deciding he's going to enjoy this trash game world to the fullest.